Let's get one thing clear. Gumball Watterson isn't just your average blue cartoon cat. Cosmic glitch, wearing sneakers, a walking paradox who thinks school is optional but time travel is fair game. And in the very first few seasons, he proves he's not just strong, he's broken. In The Procrastinators, all Gumball wanted to do was avoid chores. Simple enough. But somehow, in the process of dodging responsibility, he ended up bending time. Literally. He looks at a screen for 1 second and reality jumps forward like it skipped a beat. Then again. And again. What starts as a joke becomes a terrifying pattern. Gumball's ability to break the natural flow of time by simply being distracted, that's not just procrastination, that's timeline manipulation. Let's talk speed. In multiple episodes, Gumball moves so fast that everything around him slows to a crawl. It's not just cartoon exaggeration. It actually checks out with Einstein's theory of time dilation. The faster you move, the slower time feels around you. And in Gumball's case, he's not just fast, he's approaching light speed. That means, to an outside observer, he's basically frozen in time. And to him, the rest of the world is crawling. You know how the Flash taps into the speed force? Gumball taps into the I'm late for school force, and it's somehow just as powerful. But it gets weirder. In the countdown, Gumball literally breaks time. He smashes a digital clock, and time stops. Not figuratively, not emotionally, the world freezes. The rules collapse. And somehow, Gumball and Darwin travel all the way back to before the Big Bang, the literal start of existence. And what does Gumball do when he finds himself at the moment before creation? He tanks the Big Bang. No shield, no suit, just pure cartoon resilience. Let's pause. The Big Bang produced roughly 9 by 10 joules of energy. That's 90 duovigintillion, or in regular human language, a number so big you need a supercomputer and a therapist to process it. And Gumball just exists through it. That's not just durability, that's God tier. He's liquefied and reformed, blown to pieces and stitched back together. In one episode, he and Darwin eat themselves into non-existence. Not full to the brim, I mean literal nothingness, and still come back like it was a snack break. All of this before we even talk about his mind, because when he really tunes out, he doesn't just zone out. He skips forward through plagues, chaos, destruction, and lands comfortably in the future. Time is just a toy to this cat, and this is just the beginning.
Now, if you thought tanking the Big Bang was wild, you haven't seen anything yet, because Gumball doesn't just exist inside the world of Elmore, he literally controls it. We're talking full-on, reality-warping, fourth-wall-breaking, multiversal mayhem. And this isn't some fan theory. It's in the show, over and over again. Let's start with one of the craziest power flexes in the entire series, the rerun. Gumball gets his hands on a universal remote, but this isn't your dad's TV clicker. This thing lets him rewind time, fast forward existence, and pause the entire universe, like he's on Netflix. One click and he can skip an argument, glitch out his enemies, or redo life like a video game level. He literally controls the flow of reality. And it doesn't stop there. In the signal, he becomes aware that the show is glitching, and instead of panicking like a normal cartoon character, he notices the static, figures out he's on TV, and starts fighting it. Like, imagine Bugs Bunny realizing he's in a Warner Brothers cartoon and then drop-kicking the camera operator. That's Gumball. He starts hopping into different media, picture frames, movies, video games. Nothing is safe. Even the screen transitions, you know, those little wipes or fades between scenes, Gumball stops them mid-transition. He reaches out and grabs the literal editing of the show and bends it to his will. At this point, he's not just a character in a story, he's editing the story. He's aware of the fourth wall and he doesn't care. And the scariest part? The world bends around him. In the finale, it's revealed that the Wattersons reset after every episode. No matter what happens, death, destruction, divorce, heartbreak, the slate is wiped clean. Every single time. Gumball doesn't have to worry about consequences because the plot has already decided he gets a free pass. Let's break that down. That means no matter how big the threat, no matter how bad the outcome, reality reboots. And why? Because Gumball has to be the main character. He can't lose. The world won't let him. That's the purest, most terrifying form of plot armor ever written. And don't even get me started on his fights. He throws hands in the bus while flying through the air, roof ripped off, police chasing them. And what's he doing? Brawling, like it's Smash Brothers finals.
Then he goes full Street Fighter mode against Darwin. Special moves, sound effects, health bars, like he booted up a whole game mid-episode and said, "Let's settle this with combos." And he wins! He can catch Darwin's sneezes, which send cars flying. He can tank hits from Nicole, arguably the strongest physical character in the series. And if you've ever seen Nicole go feral, you know that's like fighting a force of nature with anger issues.
Even when he's not in combat, Gumball is casually flexing. He breaks the cameraman's camera more than once. Not just a joke, a literal acknowledgement that Gumball's presence warps the structure of the show itself. He's the eye of the storm, the glitch in the Matrix, the cat who decided physics is optional and comedy is king. And yeah, it only gets more ridiculous from here. Okay, so we've seen Gumball warp reality, bend time, and glitch out the universe itself. But did you know he can also change his body like it's made of Play-Doh? I am serious. Gumball doesn't just act like a cartoon, he evolves like one. In multiple episodes, Gumball straight up changes his DNA. Not with a machine, not with science, he just decides to. He adds Super Saiyan DNA. Yeah, from Dragon Ball Z. Golden hair, aura, screaming into the void, the whole thing. That gives him a 100x strength boost instantly, since Super Saiyan 2 multiplies base power by 100. And if you know anything about Saiyan biology, every time they survive a near-death experience, they get stronger. It's called a Zenkai boost. And Gumball has nearly died dozens of times. Which means, if we're playing by even half the logic of the Saiyan universe, he's stacking power like a cheat code. Oh, and don't forget about gamma radiation. In one episode, he literally hulks out, grows massive, green, smashing things. Yeah, Gumball has Hulk DNA too, just tucked away like a souvenir. He's been liquefied and reformed, crushed into pieces and rebuilt, turned into an old man just by hearing gibberish. And each time, he snaps back like it's nothing. He's not just powerful, he's unbreakable. There's no logic anymore. Gumball is the logic. The rules shift based on what he wants to do. He can swap species, boost stats, and literally edit his character build mid-episode. This isn't just some slapstick cartoon character. This is a shape-shifting, DNA hacking, indestructible god cat. And that brings us to the question nobody can answer. Because seriously, who can stop this guy?
He's tanked the birth of the universe, rewound time, erased plot lines, and turned Cartoon Network itself into his sandbox. In terms of raw power, durability, speed, and narrative control, Gumball scales to some of the most broken characters in fiction. Even his parents don't fully understand what they raised.
Nicole's the strongest in the family physically, and she can destroy an entire dojo with a single punch.
But Gumball, he can outwit the universe she's fighting in. He's interacted with ghosts, broken every law of physics, and survived being erased from reality. He's fought God, fate, time, and won. And he's still just Gumball. Still cracking jokes, still being petty, still avoiding chores. But make no mistake, if this cat wanted to, he could end the multiverse with a punchline. So next time you're watching The Amazing World of Gumball and laughing at some dumb joke, just remember, you're not watching a cartoon character. You're watching the most overpowered being on television. And he knows it.